set. Williams must account for the blitz. This is 3rd down and 18. Line of scrimmage is clean. Williams, 1st down, Longhorns. Lehman had to come back and help out against Roy Williams, the sophomore from Odessa, and what a dandy prospect he is.
3rd and long, you run the deep comeback. This ball was thrown like a laser by Chris Sims. And Williams, he looks like a linebacker. He runs like a sprinter. He's got the size of a basketball player and the heart of a football player. He's got the whole package, but the ball was perfectly thrown.
On 3rd and 16, that is 23 yards for the Horns. Off incomplete. That's the first incompletion of the game, and it was Teddy Lehman rocking the wideout that time. 1st and 10 is brought to you this quarter by Pontiac.
The offensive line for Texas, they busted that one stunt by the linebackers. You mentioned also the running backs involved in that, but so far the protection for Chris Sims has been much better than I remember last year when I watched Chris Sims in these football games.
Well, Mike Williams, the right tackle, the coaches told us, is having a terrific year. All-American type on that right side. And again, the line of scrimmage clean. There's Williams. Got it again for a 1st down. And here it comes, ladies and gentlemen. They've been raving about number 4 for 2 years, and that's 18 more yards for him.
Oklahoma studded from this side of the team with their linebackers. There's no linebackers in the picture. There's the throw high into the face mask, exactly how you teach it for the crossing route. And if you've got guys coming, look, Kelmus is coming, Everidge number 7 is coming. There should be holes. The zone blitz has holes in it. Texas offensive line did a great job of picking that up.
Sloan Thomas is off to the left. Williams, penalty flag.
And we're going to get a holding up front.
About a 3-yard gain. Holliman, the defender there, but Gary says this one is coming back. Well, here's our Monday night game, and folks, Gary Danielson is going to be there in his own. Why, I ask you, why would you go watch that route?
The last time the Rams played in the Silverdome, their Super Bowl year, the Lions beat them.
That was the preseason.
Well, they didn't have much of a coach. Oh, that's right. I was thinking for a real team. I forgot. I thought about that.
The Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas. Jack down on the field. Pleasure to be here with Gary. The State Fair of Texas, some 500,000 folks coming in and around and through and back out. We are told here in the next 24 hours or so. 1st down and long for Sims against the Sooners now. There's a penalty flag before the snap. So the Longhorns are backing up all of a sudden. An ABC Sports presentation of college football brought to you by Bud Light. For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. Pontiac, what would you do with some Pontiac excitement? Discover Card for the slightly smarter consumer, and SBC, we are on it. Well, that time they caught the Sooners jumping into the neutral zone, so the Horns get 5 back, and now it's only 15 for the 1st down, and you better believe they'll try to account for these wide receivers after they've had a look at Sims' arm here in the early going. They're going to bring it again. No! A great sack that time by the Sooner defense at the 45. The speed man, Jimmy Wilkerson. Well, John Saunders, what about Colorado and Kansas State? Did the Buffaloes hold on?
Jimmy Wilkerson, number 45, in on the tackle.
Well, Brent, as you know, Kansas State scored 37 points last week in a loss to Oklahoma, but against Colorado, nothing. That's Craig Oaks' 23 yards to Daniel Graham, and Kansas State loses for the 2nd straight week, 16-6. Brent.
And John, in 2 weeks, Colorado heads down to Austin for what could be a huge game in the Big 12. Draw play Williams, and again, that Sooner defense, led by Dvoracek that time, another freshman, number 94, ready for the task. And remember this defense, folks. Last year, how about the month of October that the Sooners enjoyed? Scoring 63 on Texas here in Dallas, then going up to Kansas State, Manhattan, and winning that, then going back to Norman and beating Nebraska. No team in history ever had a better October than the Sooners did a year ago. Maybe some teams with one as good, but none better than that. And then they kept the Seminoles of Florida State out of the end zone in the national title game. That's how good this defense is. The pocket open, intercepted. Picked off by Woolfolk. So the coaches move number 17 just to defense this week. They didn't want him playing both ways. He picks the Sims pass, and now the Sooners with a golden opportunity.
This was zone coverage. Watch the linebackers drop out. Read Chris Sims' eyes. Woolfolk that time backs up. There was no one in the flat. He has the short flat. Chris tried to stuff it in there, threw it slightly behind that time. Really a poor throw that time for Chris Sims. Should have led the receiver downfield much further. Didn't feel that that corner would drop into that coverage, and threw one that Oklahoma defense gobbled up in zone coverage.
Now the Sooners with a golden opportunity inside the 25. Hibbles incomplete. Griffin was covered by Redding coming out of the backfield. Yeah, and you could see Redding's speed that time dropping off the defensive line.
That's a nice changeup they're doing. Now remember, Texas has moved a lot of people around in this defense to give them speed. The two defensive ends, Thornton and Redding, are really grown-up linebackers who are putting their hand out. They are peeling. When Jammer comes out of the backfield, the defensive ends are peeling with him and covering him on those wide streaks.
Griffin on that delayed handoff, and Texas jumps the play, and again number 40, Redding, right there. So next Saturday, college football, we get a doubleheader at noon Eastern, and you'll see top-ranked Miami take on those Seminoles of Florida State from Tallahassee. Then at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific, Washington against UCLA, or Wisconsin, Ohio State, and then on the West Coast, you've got the San Diego UNLV game.
You think Oklahoma has to get it to Trent Smith, number 88, that big tight end. He's got a good matchup over there. He's to the right side of the formation every time.
They need 12 for the first down. Hibble throws high and incomplete into the end zone. And there was no daylight as Damian Mackey was the intended receiver, but Nathan Basher, a corner who's been switched to safety, as Texas went to more speed, the defensive backfield in on him.
Here's the big tight end, Trent Smith. Oklahoma found Trent Smith late in the game against Kansas State. Here he is again, wide open. I think that matchup is a matchup that will work for them. At Pearson, number 9, the backup corner that had Smith on that play.
Now Duncan, he will attempt a 42-yarder with White holding. And he's still in a rut. So Duncan's kicking slump continues. Timeout. Having missed 5 of 6, including that one a short time ago. The one he did make was a big one. It wound up being the difference against Kansas State last week when we were up at Norman. And he'll get another chance before this one's over. Now, neither team has been able to generate any running game. And you can see why. The defenses are so tough. Texas had a -4, now make it -3 after that 1-yard gain.